In this video, I'm going to give a few tips to people that want to grow but just don't have the time to be in the garden like they'd like to due to their day-to-day life. Maybe it's your family, work, health, whatever it is that can take up your time and limit your access and your ability to tend to your garden. I'm going to give you a few tips to maybe work around that and allow you to not have as much time but still get a lot done with the time that you do have. First, I'd like to express the importance of quality of life. Enjoy your life, live it, love it. We only have so much time of it. With that time, invest it wisely. Your day-to-day life is more important than a hobby or something that you're doing on the side. If growing has been stressing you out, then just put it on hold, go find something that brings you peace, and then come back to it later when you have time for it. Now, with that time, I want to save you as much of it as possible. And the easiest and most efficient way to save a bunch of time is automation. From lights to irrigation and everything in between, automate as much as possible. It is going to be your friend. For starters, I'd hope that your lights at the very least are automated. If you're going in there every day and every night, turn them on and off, my condolences to you. I feel for you. You are an amazing person. I personally could not imagine doing that. So at the very least, I feel like lights should be the first thing as far as automation goes. Another thing that is going to be crucial to automating is irrigation. I would put this as the next thing up after your lights. Irrigation, we know hand watering can take up some time. Maybe you only got a plant, maybe you only got two. Not going to take a whole lot of time to water one or two plants. But there is going to be time needed to water those one or two plants. So if you want to go away, well, you can't be away for too long because you know you need to come back and water those plants unless you have somebody that can come over, water them for you. And then if you don't get the plants watered, boom, they die. And then now you're stressed out over the plants. Maybe it was a genetic you really wanted to keep and really wanted to see to the end. And now you feel like you just wasted a bunch of money and time. And that is because you did. So to save on that time, check out the irrigation. Me personally, when it comes to irrigation, I run both a drip irrigation system and then as well as auto pots. Out of the two, drip irrigation is going to require electricity. You're going to need a pump to pump the water to the drip lines and then feed the plants. Great, useful tool. I love that. There are definitely issues that can arise. You know, things can fail, timers can fail, things can clog. That's just a part of it. Now, the auto pots I feel like are a better alternative all around just because it's gravity fed. You don't have to worry about the use of electricity. There's not going to be the, oh, power went out, my plants can't get any water while I'm away. Maybe a hurricane's in the area, tornado, storm. Whatever it is that cut your power off, or just at the time the pump went out or something like that, you will not have to worry about that when using auto pots because it all relies on gravity, and gravity never fails. What goes up must come down. The only thing that you may deal with is maybe something clogged. So if you're on top of that, it's not going to happen all that often. You know, maybe in your spree of using auto pots for a while, eventually you run into a clog because you let something get super gunked up or dirty or whatever it is. So I feel like auto pots will probably be the best bet for the vast majority of people that don't want to have to worry about too much setting up certain irrigation events and all that. It's pretty much just there. The water is constantly there being wicked up through the bottom of the auto pots. Other than the two I use, there's several other ways to automate your irrigation. It's not a one-all be-all. You can find something or in a system and a method that will work more for you. Now with automation, as far as how long you can be gone, it depends on your reservoir. With automation, you have that ability to have a bigger reservoir that can last a week, 2, 3, 4 weeks, or whatever you need it to be. So I feel like irrigation is a must for that aspect. The fact that you're able to be away and not have to worry about your plants being watered. You can come home and you can just be surprised with how much they've grown while you were gone. Other than irrigation and lighting, the next thing would just be your environment entirely. Automate as much as that as possible. I feel like one of the most important things that you can probably automate for the environment would be like something like an inline fan, because then you have the ability to exhaust a lot of hot air out, humidity. So if you're gone, you can sit there, control through your phone. Oh, my plants, it's too hot in there. It's at 90 degrees. Let me turn my fan speed up from 4 to 10 and boom. Now I'm getting a lot of that hot air out. Of course, it's also going to get a lot of humidity out, and that's when your humidifiers come in, dehumidifiers, fans, AC, whatever it is. Automate as much of that stuff as possible, because then at that point, once you've got all that stuff automated, now you just come in there and you do the actual physical labor. With those tasks, whatever they be, I'd revolve them around my life and what I have going on. So whatever your schedule is, weekdays, weekends, whatever it is, revolve around that. So if you got something that's going to be a lot more physically demanding of a task and take a lot more time, Do that on the days you have the most time. Don't try to compact it into the day where you have so much to do already in your day-to-day life. Now you're sitting there stressing out, you couldn't get it finished, and now it's just being set off to the side. It's okay. The plants are very resilient. They can wait a little bit. Maybe you wait an extra 2-3 days to chop them down and harvest them. That is completely fine. You're going to make these plants work around your life schedule, not the other way around, to keep it less hectic. What I like to do on the day that I do have those tasks, I like to emphasize the important ones, the ones that I need to get done, and the ones I want to get done. Knock out all my needs, and then I feel accomplished. Then I go through all the want to get done. That's just a bunch of additional things. Now I'm just feeling all good about myself because I was so fucking productive that day. These tips should be able to help you get to growing when you don't have the time to, especially with the automation. And just because it's growing doesn't mean everything is growing smoothly. Things happen, life happens. We're all aware of this. Things like powdery mildew, pest, nanners, you can have something herm, and no automation can take care of that. You have to be there for that, plan according, be ready to problem solve. Other than that, growing is fairly easy, doesn't take a whole lot of steps. You can kind of just make a routine and go throughout the whole grow, knowing what days you're going to have to do your heavy work, knowing what days you're going to have to defoliate, trim, train, all that, because you already have that set up. Then after that, it's just day-to-day checking in on the plants, making sure none of those problems arise, and you just go about that. Other than that, it's pretty simple, and I appreciate you guys. Hopefully I was able to help you out with this video. I feel like automation is single-handedly going to be the best piece of advice that I can give you guys. But I appreciate you guys for watching this video. Hopefully you're able to grow from seed to harvest with no issues. I appreciate all of you guys. Until next time, peace.